Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today, it's made from scratch Italian specialties at Reezy Pizzeria. And I prepare one of my grandma's recipes with Tulane and Annabelle. But first, unique getaways close by from Mahoning River Lodge. Oh, man, it is cold out there. But you want to see this? There is a hot tub, there is your private dining, and then this beautiful patio overlooks the Mahoning River. We're in Mahoning County. I am in a grain bin. That is what this place is. And it's amazing. This whole Mahoning River Lodge has a container house. It has a little cabin and it has the grain bin. And one of the owners is Nicole and Dave. And you guys, this place is really cool. I cannot believe it's so close to where I live.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't realize how close it is out here, and it's right on the river, and you can kayak down the river.
I mean, it's really, even in the winter, I think it's a cool place to go. And the grain bin, this is really the most popular rental, isn't it?
It is, yes. I mean, all of them get rented, but the grain bin seems to be the most popular.
It's so unique. Okay, so you go into the rental business, vacation rentals, and was there a grain bin kit?
No.
How did you know how to make a round house?
We didn't. Trial.
And why a grain bin?
We were looking at the tree houses at first, but there's quite a few of them, so we wanted something different. So
And you guys must really look for the trends.
yeah,
Yes.
we found this in pieces. So
Where do you go? Where does one go to find a bin to live in?
marketplace.
Really? What is that? An online site?
Yeah.
And you just start looking.
Yep.
How thick, like how sturdy were these walls? I mean, because they've got to support all this drywall and stuff.
It's all framed out. It's real sturdy.
It seems warm and sturdy.
Yeah,
and
insulated.
are you really happy with the way this came out?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
wait till
you.
we get the full tour. And it was so popular, you're building more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bigger and better.
And all of these only sleep two.
Correct. A couple's retreat.
Is that what it is? A couple's retreat where you come
Have a
and you
romantic
strengthen the bonds of your marriage.
Yes.
So what kind of people do you see that are renting these places?
We have a lot of couples. We've had a few friend groups come, and girlfriends, mother-daughter trips, a lot of anniversary trips, a lot of honeymoons.
Really?
We get a lot of people that want to come for a night for a honeymoon.
On the Mahoning River. Who would have thought?
Right?
And where do the people come from? Are they more local, or what
A lot of our guests come from Pennsylvania area. We've had several from Columbus area, a few from Dayton, Cleveland, but the majority are all from Pennsylvania.
I mean, I think this would be the perfect getaway, right? I'm right down the road.
Right.
It's just to be out on the river. I mean, the water feature is really important, don't you think?
Oh, yes.
Being right on the water. And in the summer, well, hey, if this keeps up, we can ice skate.
Right.
And, but you can kayak all year round, really.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Do you have those things available?
Yep, they're year round. We have a lot of guests that say they just want to stay in for the weekend. But if you want to go out, we're only 10 minutes from Lake Milton. There's Halliday's Winery, Castaway Craig's, Prop House, the beach. There's a lot to do in Lake Milton too, but
Yeah.
a lot of our guests just prefer the quiet and to stay in and be on the river, be outside.
So look how cool this place is. This is the container house. And come on, Dale and Maddie, they're partners with the Englishes. And guess what? They had their honeymoon here.
Yes.
So we're gonna go inside and get the lowdown. And I like that you guys spent your honeymoon right here.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
we
Yeah, in the container house. Like, were you all by yourselves here?
We actually had our friends from Pennsylvania staying here. So our guy who actually was our officiant for our wedding stayed in the grain bin, and then our other friends were in the cabin. So we were kind of all out here, but then we got to be in here by ourselves. So
well, of course.
So it was nice. Yeah.
Well, hey, let's
we
have
got
a
to be
pajama
together,
party.
but then we got to be alone.
That is really nice. Now, how long have we been married?
A year and a half.
So it's working.
Yep.
Right? You know, the first year's the roughest out
Right?
here.
Yes.
And you really are all in on this stuff. Did you envision this? I mean, could you imagine how well it turned out from when it started? I mean, all the walkways and the paths and everything.
Well, we had kind of a rough idea, and it turned out the way we pretty much planned, I think.
I think that's crazy. You guys kind of figured this out on your own, not like architectural drawings or kits or anything.
Just Dave and his
Why a container house? Because you see these all the time, and you think there's no way you can live in a container.
Right.
But you really can. So the walls, what do you do? Insulate it? How would you frame it out?
Yeah, it's not, it's like, the framing isn't as wide as the other ones, just because otherwise you'd be a lot smaller, but yeah, basically.
And they don't leak, right?
No.
Where did you get your containers?
We got these ones from Cleveland, I believe.
So you
And they
do
brought
my
them in,
ships.
and then we had to train out, setting them.
What an ordeal. But I think it really came out cool. And what I love is that it's 2 containers. And I like the upper one has the patio and the hot tub.
Yes.
It's cool. It really is. Really very comfortable. And then the big shower. I
Little
like
TV.
it. Right. And what months did you get married? What month was that?
July. The end of July.
So you have beautiful weather. And you could really use the hot tub.
Yes.
Oh, I would love this. I am definitely coming out here. Look at the beautiful view. Who would have thought?
I know.
Right here in Mahoney County, you could get so sexy.
I know.
Oh, we have the curtain. This is,
Yep, so you can shut those and
love it.
yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Now we'll go down, huh?
Yep.
Well, this is the cabin. This is the first one you built, and I think this is my favorite.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
really cozy. It has a really nice vibe, and I really like the area around it. I really like this. I think this is going to be my favorite. So when I go on my next honeymoon, I might be staying in the cabin. No, but really, this has been awesome. And I think you guys are really onto something. I love that you're right here on the river, and I really appreciate you giving me the tour. I like it. Yeah, come on, we're gonna go kayaking now.
Yes.
Thanks, really.
Lots of fun.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Hi, I'm Robbie Fellman.
And I'm John Stanko from Boardman Subaru.
Subaru is rated #1 in customer satisfaction and has the longest lasting vehicles in the industry.
Test drive the 2025 Subaru Forester, fully redesigned with standard EyeSight driver assist technology.
Or the Subaru Crosstrek, an IIHS top safety pick for 12 straight years with the best resale value in its class according to Kelley Blue Book.
Award-winning vehicles and award-winning service.
Only at Boardman Subaru, just south of Route 224 on South Avenue.
This is GABA Camp, barrier-free camping and nature for our friends with disabilities. GABA Camp is a 501c3 organization. We need your help to grow. Donate to GABA Camp. Given is living.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Weight loss goals aren't one size fits all. At Hurricane Health and Wellness, we understand the struggle. We've been there too. That's why we offer the most popular, effective weight loss medications at an affordable price. Look and feel your best today with Hurricane Health and Wellness.
Shop C-Max Northside Appliance in Struthers, the local appliance store that beats big box prices every day.
3 generations serving Youngstown, Ohio, soon to be our 4th.
Well, today's a big treat. I have got 3 generations of my family right here in my kitchen. We've got the 4th, I'm 3rd, number 2. And we are bringing in first generation Stella Roscoe, my mom's mom, my grandma, for this recipe, which is probably about 90 years old, written on this card. I mean, it's crazy.
I was learning how to type in high school, so my mother says, type my recipes up. Well, here we go.
But Annabelle and I tried to make this the other day because we were getting prepared to do this. And Annabelle, I'm like, read me the instructions. And what was
besides the egg yolk in the frosting, which was...
We cut that out.
It says bake 350 till done, which is, as we figured out, not very helpful.
No.
When,
we thought...
Baking a cake.
I went to like a boxed cake and it said like 30 minutes for like a 9 by 13. But actually...
That didn't work so well,
it was like, ugh. So it's about an hour.
Yeah.
And I think it's because there's so much liquid in it.
This is very dense also.
Right. But it didn't rise at all. No. As Annabelle was frosting it, it just kept going down.
Like a souffle that was...
It was really bad. But we have resurrected it. We have made some minor adjustments. And together, we are going to make Stella's husband cake. So let's go over the ingredients. For this cake recipe, you'll need 3/4 cup of Crisco, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 cup of canned tomato soup, 3/4 cup water, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cloves, and 1.5 teaspoons of nutmeg. For the frosting, you'll need 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese softened, 2.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1.5 cups of chopped nuts for garnish. So we've got the stand mixer out, and I really don't like cooking with Crisco. I know a lot of people do. I usually use butter, but we're going with Stella's original recipe, right? So we're gonna start by just creaming together
with the dry ingredients.
Right. So just these two, we're gonna cream these together, okay? And it gets kind of fluffy, but not super duper fluffy, but at least it'll be combined. So we'll just get that going. And preheat your oven to 350 degrees. I have prepared a 9 by 13 with some butter and flour. And while we're waiting for this to go, I'm gonna put all of the dry ingredients into the flour. So that is the baking soda, baking powder, salt, and the 3 spices, the cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So we'll just stir this together when we get ready to add the dry ingredients. So there you see, it's kind of creamy. It looks a little bit like a dry frosting.
Yeah.
And I'm now going to add the tomato soup and the water. So what I'm gonna do is, to make sure we don't waste any of the soup, I'm gonna add the water into the can. And then I'll get all the, the remnants out. Sound good? Waste not, want not?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there we go. It's kind of like a watery, tomato soup. Have a sip, Annabelle. No? All right, so let's get that back on. And we're gonna really combine this
You don't
pretty
want
well.
it real high.
No, we gotta let it, because it'll get a little messy. It's
Yeah.
kind of soupy right now. So this doesn't really look like it's congealed properly. It looks like it's separated, but I think a lot of that has to do with the Crisco.
Crisco.
But it really
It
does.
doesn't blend like the
No, but it does come together really nicely when you add the dry ingredients. So Annabelle, we're gonna put this on low. And this is about 1/3 cup. And just keep adding it, and you will see a huge difference when this starts to combine. It really starts to look like a cake batter. Well, this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's scrape this off. You know, we don't have the nuts in it, but you know, you could probably put nuts and raisins.
Did she say raisins in it?
Yeah, if you like that. I mean, some people don't like raisins, but that does help keep it moist.
Yeah.
Ta-da! So now it is all smoothed out. It is in our pan, and it is going to go into the oven. 60 minutes is probably ideal, but I'm going to start watching it at 50 minutes. And you'll see it's a really pretty color when it's baked. Well, the cake baked for 55 minutes, and Jelaine dug around pretty good and made sure that it was baked thoroughly. Annabelle especially is the frosting.
Oh, yes.
She's all about the frosting. So what we're going to do is we've softened up. This is an 8-ounce block of full-strength cream cheese. Come on, it's frosting. Don't use
Philadelphia cream cheese.
The fat. And then let's go in. We'll start with a little bit of salt. Now remember, Grandma Stella wanted a raw egg yolk, and we decided that that was gross.
We also cut down the sugar.
And a little bit of the powdered sugar. She had, I think, 3 cups.
3 cups.
And you know, we made it to our specifications.
That's right.
And it was just fine. We're going to use the whisk attachment. And so let's get going here.
Did you put the vanilla in and everything?
Vanilla, salt, everything's in. Then we have the chopped nuts for the garnish. Look, it's perfect. It's the nice, creamy consistency. So Annabelle, just dump it on the cake. And then we can use the spreader to get it all over the place. Nice job. Ignore the big holes.
Yeah, that was my sign.
We were mining for Now the proof is in the tomato soup instead of the pudding.
It's good.
I think it's really good.
I like it. I haven't tasted it in 50 years.
I know, is it just as good as Grandma's?
Yep.
Stella, thumbs up.
Here's the Stella.
Excellent, excellent recipe. Very old, but still holds up today.
Yes.
Go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, and look for the husband cake, courtesy of my grandma, Stella Roscoe. And we really do appreciate it. Cheers, having a nice cup of coffee, Tanzania blend from Branch Street. Go to my website. You will not regret this cake, it's delicious. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
For over 75 years, Kamara Jewelers has been the destination for quality jewelry. Our collection has a piece for everyone, in every occasion. Whether you're starting a new chapter, celebrating a milestone, or showing appreciation for the special people in your life, you can find a piece that reflects your love. At Kamara, we're about timelessness. Our jewelry isn't just for special occasions, it's for everyday moments that deserve a touch of elegance.
Get real, get Kamara.
Locally sourced is good, whether it's ingredients or a bank, and that's why my bank is Farmers National Bank. Since 1887, Farmers has remained rock solid through every economic condition. Having a bank with a history of safety, soundness, and conservative management is a must. It all boils down to this. You need a bank that will help you reach your goals. I do too, and Farmers is mine. Farmers National Bank, rock solid.
Giving is living.
Well, this is Joe Reese, and he is the owner of Reese Pizzeria. And you may have been driving down 224 in Canfield and noticed that Napa Grocery is now Reese Pizzeria. Well, he's the reason why. And how has your whole rebranding been going?
It's been going very well. We were the local people, the old customers for Napa Grocery. There was a little confusion at first. We've gotten great responses from the locals, and we've been accepted by Canfield, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, and that's hard acceptance, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, for Canfield to accept you, but you really had to put your own spin on it. I mean, you came in and a lot of the stuff you weren't comfortable with. You really wanted to prepare what you knew.
One of the things I've taken away is, I have to own it. And if I'm gonna own it, I have to own it. So several of the dishes we've changed up a little bit. The Roman style pizza was something that I wasn't very familiar with.
Well, and I hope you got familiar with it, because that is one of my favorite things. I just love that dough. It's so different.
It's become my Roman obsession, I call it. We've been working on the dough since March 1st, and
wow.
I feel finally now with the product that we're putting out, it's top notch. It's gonna be something that I look to put Roman pizza on the map locally.
What is your experience though? How did you come to be such a pizza connoisseur?
I've eaten a lot of pizza. I started off when I was 15 working at Wedgwood Pizza in Austintown for Fernando.
Good training.
Yeah. Then I moved on to different things, and I worked at a couple other local places, learning some things about the New York style dough, and then just during COVID, I bought my first backyard oven, and I started developing my own dough. So it's a hybrid dough that is unique to us.
So there's nothing here that comes from a microwave or a boil in a bag?
No, not on the pasta.
These are all Reese family recipes.
Yeah. The sauces for the pastas all came from, so it started a long time ago with my Uncle Sam. So I would spend summer times with him, and what he loved to do was eat. And so I lived with him for summer times, and he would cook, and that's how I learned. So when you see the movies like Goodfellas where they're cutting the onions and the garlic,
with the razor blade,
Yeah,
they're
right.
shaving the garlic.
He didn't use the razor blade, but it was all homemade stuff. And so I have been on a quest since then. I could remember the taste, I could remember the smells, and that is what I wanted to reproduce, the same. Because I remember sitting around the table watching the grown-ups, and dinner around the table was amazing. Everybody's talking, whether they're talking politics or football, it didn't matter. Everybody had a great time because the food is what brings people together.
The restaurant business has always been hard.
Yeah.
The help isn't there, you can't keep the help. How are you dealing with that?
So when we took over, there was already a staff here. And most of the staff is still here with us today. We couldn't be doing what we do without our staff. I also brought along, we're a family-owned business. I've got 3 sons that work for me.
That's really good.
Yeah. My brother-in-law is here 3 to 4 days a week.
So you par-bake
the Romans, you have to, because it's such a high hydration. If you don't, you can't really do what you're supposed to do with it. Now look at that.
Oh, I mean, look at the bubbles, the air. How do you get that so light? It's 3 days.
It's a 3-day process just to get the dough to where you can go ahead and use it. So the first 48 hours, it bulk ferments, then we cut and ball it. Then let it rest for another 24 hours, and then that's when we start really working with it to make individual pizzas.
So you start out with your sauce.
Yep, that's our marinara.
And then what is the cheese on here?
So the cheese that I've par-baked on here already is just a little, it's called Cilianginis, which is a fresh mozzarella as well. The beauty about our pizzas and this style pizza, what's huge in Italy, in Rome, is the freshness of everything. You know, here we use a lot of processed stuff. This is why this pizza that we're gonna have out on the counter is one of my absolute favorites. It's so fresh. You've got the fresh sauce, you've got the fresh basil, you've got the fresh tomato. Then you use this burrata. It's messy, and then you just drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And then this dough will crisp up, but it's so light that when you bite into it, it's like biting into a pillow. A pillow with a crispy edge. This is why I'm in love with That's why I called it my Roman obsession. I am over the top.
The Roman obsession.
It's my Roman obsession. There's that one for the counter.
Okay, don't mess up the Roman obsession.
Yeah. It's a high hydration dough. Stretching it leaves it kind of thin.
All right.
So we weren't getting, and this is since we took over. I mean, we were trained on the dough. We weren't getting the rise that I wanted for my customers to see a nice, what the dough is supposed to be like. Now this is, I'm talking months of working together. I have another gentleman who works with me in the morning. We have been obsessing over this dough since March 1st.
How do I know that this is good dough?
Well, when you cut this is your dough doing what it's supposed to be doing. Inside of all of these bubbles, you've got the gluten structures growing.
So that's the air?
That's the air, that's the yeast, that's the flour, that's everything together, the oils to make it that structure. And then it's so light. Then when you put your toppings on it,
it is really light.
And exactly.
It doesn't weigh anything.
No.
It's like a feather.
Can I get a fork for Casey to cut into? Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're making the rice balls.
Yep.
Have you had one?
No, I have not had those. No, I have not. You have got to be kidding me. Look at that. Perfect, gooey. Look, come on. Come on. Oh, this is crazy. Gino. Delicious. Love it.
And that's it. So you got 4 nice big pieces. I can cut it smaller for you. But we take the fresh arugula, which
yes, come on, let's finish it off.
Yeah, and we slice our prosciutto.
Oh, look at that. Now that's a beautiful looking thing.
And then you christen it. And that's our prosciutto Roman style pizza.
Oh my. All right.
Get a side shot of that. Look at that.
Look at this. The secret is all right here. It's beautiful. Cheers.
Chin down.
Perfect.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.